So I just got back from a vacation, not just because there's already a print finishing up right now, but I got back and right before I had left, Sebastian and I made we were grinding it out late at night, like a couple days before I left, and we made the longest list of things that the scooter needed to be done. Mechanic, not even done, but just like the next revision. Like we're so far from done. It was pretty overwhelming, but I got back and like everything feels like easy. Just like a break made it so mellow. So yeah, but I didn't know it's weird because like I said next revision just a second ago and like that's all it is. We're just like doing another version of this same exact thing right here, just like a little bit different. This time will be a little different though, because we have yet to see like what that Pac-Man shape looks like on the full handlebar. So I went to the metal yard yesterday, got a couple lengths of 3/4 inch aluminum, and my idea is, let me grab this print out of the printer. So my idea is to make a bunch of, slightly longer than this, this is a test piece, a bunch of the Pac-Man shapes that will slide over this tube and they'll glue together, and then we'll have a long tube with this on it. And that way when we get to the wiring and running the brake cables and stuff, that they'll run like in this channel and be hidden. So this is the first test piece. How does this fit? And we want it to fit tight, but not too tight. That's too tight. Gosh, thankfully I made a test print. Back to the computer, make another change. This time I'm making 2 samples. So I got 2 here, 2 different sizes. Hopefully one of them is gonna work. But it's gonna take 40 minutes to find out, which I mean, I can't complain. In 40 minutes I have 2 pieces 3D printed. But I am complaining. I've already started. I've done a little bit of work here. Couple of things on the list that I had to do is I actually redid the clamps again. And these aren't even still to the production model or spec, whatever we'll make them to, but they have a couple different features. So this is the lower crown, the front wheels right here. We added holes for a front fender, just in case we want to add one. I wanted to have those on here. The upper crown, which still has all this support material on it from printing. This, I wanted to inset this compression washer so that it's flush kind of in this area right around it here, and just looks like a little bit cleaner. And then arguably most importantly, you can't see it, I gotta take the support material off first. So what I was saying, on the top clamp where the handlebars bolt on right here, we needed safety screws. Now, the idea is that when you have the handlebar and this clamp slides over the fork, well, let's call these the fork tubes. These really long vertical tubes that are part of the fork and part of the handlebar. When they slide up, there's nothing actually holding this top clamp on. So right here, these handlebars over here, if I move my camera, over here, you could technically, theoretically rip those handlebars right off if this top clamp loosened. So we wanted to do some safety screws. So on these, I actually have an integrated safety screw right here. And the idea is that there will be a hole in your handlebar tube, and then you just put the nut on right here. Hopefully don't drop it down there. And that holds the handlebars secure. So what do I need to do next? I need to clean this up and then test these pieces on this tube and set these plates up to print. And yeah, let's call that for the day. Well, when we left off, we were dealing with these and I couldn't figure it out. It was like a slip fit over that rod. Holy crap. It's been like a week. I printed a lot of these. Finally, I just actually measured it appropriately and I got it to work. So, we've done a lot. We printed a whole freaking e-scooter. So we got all of our clamps, the tubes for the handlebars, the dropouts, the head tube. We even made a fender, dude. We did so much. Look at that whole deck right there. So I was getting pretty overwhelmed with like the list of stuff that I had made. It was like figure out cable routing for the bars and like wire clamping and stuff. And I feel like we weren't quite to that point. But what we could do is fix stuff like this. Like that line right there, that kind of detracts from like this whole shape, and we could like finish the rest of the deck. So what we did is I decided to print the last like conceptual model of the scooter, just like how it's gonna look, and then we can start plugging stuff on. I even went as far as I started talking with the factory about what brakes to use, so we have some brakes that are gonna be on the way soon, and then it just gets in the wiring, and then as we're getting that stuff onto the scooter, at that point we'll make improvements to the design. Sebastian's actually gonna come over in a couple days. We're gonna put this thing together, but to do that, I gotta do a bunch of heat set inserts. I gotta glue this deck together. This dropout has all this support material on it, or this print. I already set the inserts in some of this stuff, so we're good to go here, but you can see there's no weird line right there. So we'll be able to tell like if we like this design or not. New control panels printed. Plenty to do. Not to mention, on our model, the tires are on backwards, the rotors are the wrong size. We got some changes to make here. So I don't think I'm gonna start in any order. I think we're just gonna get at it and we'll assemble it, but we'll do the pre-assembly. Gosh, I hope I wait till Sebastian gets here. He'll be so bummed if I don't. We're gonna start the pre-assembly, like getting all the inserts in and stuff. We'll see how that goes. See if I can stop. We gotta go back to those handlebars and make sure those freaking work. Ugh. Yeah, I think that's it for today. I might not record it, but I need to change off these rotors and those tire direction before Sebastian comes over. Thankfully, we just did all of this work, because if we wouldn't have done all of this, he would have been here all day. And it would have probably taken longer with 2 people hanging out, as opposed to just one person just like doing shit. So I'm just gonna clean up. I'll check back in when I'm ready to put this thing together. Should be sick. I'm like blown away. I'm so glad we did the script tape too. It looks amazing, but I'm pretty much blown away with how this looks. It's every time I work on this scooter, it's just like it's even cooler. Yeah, I think that says something about it. At this point, like, it's exciting. No more painful grind. Just grind. All right. See you soon. I can't stop till I clean up, you know.